Hello and welcome to another edition of Muckdog Baseball here on YouTube Live. The Muckdogs going for the second straight win in a row, as last night they defeated the Elmira Pioneers 10-1. Back here today at Dunn Field, second time this year that we've already been in Elmira, as these two teams will be very, very comfortable with one another, having a total of 16 games played against one another at season's end. For Batavia, having almost the same lineup as yesterday, just a few minor tweaks in the Tompkins Bank of Castile starting lineups. Caden Walton, who had a 3-hit game yesterday, he will be batting first instead of second, as Spencer Marcus also jumps up in the lineup. He will be batting second. Charlie Ciccone will be batting third for the Dogs and playing shortstop yet again. Abner Benitez will move down to the cleanup spot, playing left field. Daniel Burway, instead of playing first base tonight, he will be the DH and batting fifth. Jerry Reinhardt will stay at third base and hitting sixth. Joe Georgia, who we saw play just a few innings in yesterday's win over the Pios, will be starting at first tonight. And hitting seventh, Joey Bataglia will be back behind the dish after having last night off. He will be batting eighth. And in center field tonight, instead of Christian Robinson, we will see Trevor Dean batting ninth and playing center field. And then lastly, Big Mitch Fleming will be batting 10th for the Dogs. And then on the mound will be Trey Bacon, the dual infielder and right-handed pitcher that we've seen in relief against the Pios and did a very, very good job in the home opener. And we'll see him in action right after the national anthem for the Pioneers. Similar lineup as well after last night's loss. Shaking things up just a tad as Don Popa will be leading off and playing right field. The Pittsburgh outfielder. Donovan Montgomery, who we saw have a few errors yesterday against the Muckdogs, he will be batting second and playing shortstop. And then staying 3 and 4 will be the Auburn teammates, Ben Shore catching, and Cameron Hill will be playing first. Justin Taylor moves up in the order. He will be playing third yet again. Newman Petrie, the Kentucky commit, playing second base. Aaron Thomas will be batting seventh. Playing left field, Chris Erickson, the Siena infielder that plays outfield in the summer for the Pios, will be batting eighth and playing center. Gil Marad will be the DH tonight with Reese Yeomans, the Corning Community College teammates, DH and EH to end the lineup, with the other Auburn player on the Pios roster, Jack Sokol, on the mound. After the national anthem, we will be back with first pitch coming to you shortly here at Dunn Field. And as Jack Sokol gets his warm-up pitches, we are ready for baseball here at Dunn Field. As the Batavia Muckdogs, like I just mentioned, for those of you that are just joining us, are trying to get back to 500. As now both wins so far this year that came against the Pios. opening night back here last Thursday, and then also last night with a very commanding 10-1 win. As in the victory, the Muckdogs had 13 hits. The pitching staff did amazing as Julian Pichardo got the win in 5 innings, only letting up 4 hits. Only striking out 2, different than what we saw in the first start, but then Tyler Prospero came in 3 1/3 scoreless, no hits, just gave up a few walks, and then shutting the door was left-hander George Osborne. As the Muckdogs, that was their best complete game, played a great game in the field as well with no errors. As Elmira had 5 errors in the field last night. 3 of them went to shortstop Donovan Montgomery, who can be a little flashy, a showboat at times, but still makes a lot of plays at short for Elmira. Is getting things underway right here will be Caden Walton, the second baseman from Colorado Christian University. We've seen him have a lot of successes. He swings at the first pitch, and that one is hit out to Erickson in center field, and 1 pitch, 1 out for the Pioneers. As Walton, 3 hits yesterday, did reach base on all of his at-bats, so 3 for 4 with 3 runs scored and an RBI. So a great day as Skip Martinez and assistant coach Tony Brewington are still trying to figure out what they want to do at second base. Ethan Fresca's got some time. Cam Connolly's also got time there. The first pitch to Spencer Marcus will be low. First pitch was at 7:01 for the people keeping track at home. A little bit earlier than the 7:05 start, as that one's a chopper hit to Marcus over his Yeomans. He tries to make the throw, and not even close, as Spencer Marcus's speed will get him that infield single. And the Muckdogs have a hit early in this one. So now here's the utility man, Charlie Ciccone. Ciccone batting third today and playing short. We've seen him as the extra hitter a lot this year, but the past 2 games now, Ciccone has gotten the nod as the Muckdog shortstop. And very good at moving runners along. He's had a few sack bunts this year. He's also had some nice singles in between the second and first baseman. That first pitch will be in there for a strike. Jack Sokol just finished up his freshman year at Auburn University, as well as catcher Ben Shore and first baseman Cam Hill. So they're all a part of the same Auburn University Tiger recruiting classes. That one's hit over to Montgomery, diving with one play, and they're going to say he's safe, as Montgomery's feet got stuck in the ground, made the backhanded play, but after that could not come up with the out. So back-to-back infield singles for the Dogs, as the Bats look like they have not had too much rest from last night's 13 hits in that ballgame. Abner Benitez is going to get set in. We did have some inclement weather throughout the trip to Elmira. There were some spurts deep in the mountains where we had some rain, had some thunderstorms, a little bit of lightning. But we do have baseball here for you today, as the grounds crew here at Elmira did everything that they could to make sure that these 2 teams faced off yet again, as the first pitch to Benitez is fouled off to the left side. Benitez has been swinging a very hot bat, did have another hit yesterday to keep that hitting streak alive. Scored 2 runs yesterday as well. And that one also be low, so Jack Sokol, the SEC Tiger pitcher, into a little bit of trouble here, but see what Benitez can do with 2 men on. Marcus at second, Ciccone at first. That one will also be high. For those of you that did not watch the opening day game here at Dunn Field, this is a little bit different of a historic park, as the press box is located actually on top of the metal awning, 5 stories in the air. So I'm currently way up there, trying to get the best angle for the camera that I possibly could. We are up in the sky in just a little wooden box here at Dunn Field. So now the count is 3-1. Sokol, that one's hit by Benitez, and it's going to be in the air. They thought it was going to get through, and that's the second time in 2 days that the Muckdogs have been doubled up on what were going to be hits. As quickly, 2 infield hits will be stranded, as Benitez hits one over to second baseman Emilian Petrie, and we will go down to the bottom of the first inning with with Trey Bacon on the mound for the Dogs. And Trey Bacon is ready to get things underway here in the bottom of the first inning, as the Tampa, Florida native is ready for his first start as a Muck Dog. He is a dual, so he is a middle infielder as well as a pitcher. Currently, we've not seen him swing the bat or be out in the middle infield due to a wrist injury that he's still nursing, but he was cleared to pitch, and after his first outing, ran into some trouble in the first inning, had 3 earned runs, but pitched 2 more scoreless and struck out the side in 1 inning as well. So here is Bacon, as his first pitch will run high to right fielder Don Popa, the corner outfielder from the University of Pittsburgh. Next one, Bacon will also miss, so count is now 2-0. Yesterday, the Pioneers only had 4 hits, and they were all allowed by Julian Pichardo. A few free passes after Prospero and Osborne came into the game, but really did a great job at limiting base runners. And even when base runners got on, Elmira still had 7 men left on base. So with the 1 run, 4 hits, 5 errors, 7 people left on base. That just shows that the Muck Dogs still are having a little bit of issues with walking runners, as that one will be fouled away, and the count will now be 2-2 to number 2, Don Popa. Muck Dogs pitchers, it's still very early. They're still gaining a lot of confidence. There's a great confidence boost for not just Julian Pichardo to have another great outing, but as well as reliever Tyler Prospero, who struggled in his opening start against the Pioneers home at Dwyer Stadium for their 2nd overall meeting of the year. He could only go 2 innings in that start, as the Pioneers had a huge 7-0 lead early in that one. As that one is drilled to left center field. Going back is Marcus. He can't make the play on it. That was a one-hopper to the wall, and Don Popa gets things started for Elmira with a lead-off double. As that one was drilled, almost hit the Suburban propane sign. Just got there on a hop. So Don Popa gets his first hit as a Pioneer. Up to that point, he was 0 for 6. So that is good things to see. Is obviously is a great player, because Pittsburgh was ranked for the majority of this college baseball season. Was an early exit in the College World Series. Now here is Donovan Montgomery. Talked about him a little bit earlier with his defensive woes. He has had multiple errors, not just in the first home-and-home series, but also yesterday had a trio of them, and that runs his error total against the Muck Dogs alone to 5. Still a very young player. He will take the slider down the middle for a strike. So he just finished up his freshman year at Siena College near Albany, New York, and Lodenville. Bacon gets the sign. I'll take a few looks at Popa. We'll deliver to the plate. That one's just a bit high. Seeing the command of the fastball not be there so far for Trey Bacon, but again, that was a similar pattern that he followed in that first appearance of the year that really settled in the final few innings. So that one will drill Montgomery right in the back, as now the Pioneers will have 2 base runners on here early in the first inning. So now here is another Auburn Tiger, as this lineup is filled with them tonight.
Now bat, number 19, Ben Shore.
Ben Shore, catcher, will come up to the plate. We saw him have a pretty solid day yesterday. Some deep fly balls, but just nothing to show for it. And the top of the 9th inning yesterday had a deep fly ball to straightaway left field against Howard Prospero, but something that we've seen so far at Dwyer Stadium, balls just really haven't been traveling very far, especially in the gaps. We've seen a lot of center fielders and even the corner outfielders as well make their way into the gaps and come down with some balls that mostly at the park are extra base hits. So the first pitch now to Shore will be high. After talking last night to Skip Martinez and assistant coach Tony Brewington in the locker room after the win, they were just really excited that now they feel like they have their starting guys. They had the first few games to see who's going to be penciled where in terms of starters and middle relievers and even their closer. And now with some more guys reporting to Batavia in the near future, as left-hander Blair Frederick, the former LSU Tiger, will be coming to Batavia tomorrow. Is very excited to see what Blair can do here in a Muckdog uniform, as well as Jonathan Allen, the 2 Xavier University at Louisiana, which is an NAIA school down in New Orleans. So both of those guys will be reporting shortly. Will be essential parts as that one's hit to left field. Chasing after it is Benitez. He will get under it, shaded towards the line for out number 1. So looks like that was just kind of more of an end of the bat fly ball. Didn't really get the full barrel on it with Shore. So he will be the first out here. In the bottom of the first is Cam Hill will step into the lefty's batter's box. These guys did see limited action in their first year at Auburn, but being a Power 5 school, you don't really see too many freshmen just come right in and have an immediate impact. Those core 3 pieces will definitely be a part of that plan that the Auburn University program has for 3 years. As Cam Hill is a very great defensive first baseman as well as a power hitter. Very prototypical in today's game, as he will take a curveball downstairs to even it up at 1-1. Both teams are wearing their same jerseys that they did yesterday. David keeping it rolling with these black jerseys that were lucky at home yesterday. As that one is ripped to the left of Cade Walton. That is going to score the first run of the ball game. Is coming home will be Popa. That ripped by Cam Hill will bring home the first run. As the sirens here are blaring at Dunn Field as Elmira strikes first. He did the same thing yesterday, however. Struck first, a 10-1 loss. Batavia then had 10 unanswered runs, 4 in the 4th, 4 in the 5th, and then they added 2 more in the 6th. This hit will score Popa from second, and Montgomery will make his way to second base. So now here's the lefty third baseman Justin Taylor from Millersville University. That one's going to clip the corner for strike 1. Taylor yesterday had a magnificent diving stop. went over, stepped on the bag, and then tried to throw it over to get Jerry Reinhardt at first base, but that would later score some runs. So he was credited with an error in yesterday's loss. Yesterday, Taylor at the plate did have a walk, only got up 3 times. 0 for 2 with the strikeout and a fly out to center field. Now he has 2 men on here early in the first inning. And a 1-1 count. Here's Bacon. Bacon, that one is also ripped down the right field line, but will be hooking foul. Bacon trying to get out of this one. Not allowing too big of a deficit early in the game. That's something that the Muckdog hitters have found themselves in, are these large deficits early in ball games that they feel just put in a hole right from the get-go. Trying to limit the damage here. Trey Bacon looking at Montgomery for a long time now. He's going to pick over, and good timing there was Ciccone, but Montgomery will be safe at second base. I'd like to thank all of you watching this game of Muckdog Baseball here on YouTube Live. It's very fortunate to have you guys watching my broadcasts. The 1-2 will miss. Those of you that follow Batavia Muckdogs Baseball on Facebook, trying to be a little bit more active on there with some sports graphics, the Tompkins Bank of Castile starting lineup, so that's something that you guys have, as well as reminding you that you can follow live stats throughout this game on pointstreak.com. Parents or other fans at home that would like to make sure that they know all the action, as Benitez will just take a few steps over to his left and catch his second fly ball so far this inning, with 2 down now in the inning. As Bacon trying to strand 2 runners on first and second, as Emilian Petrie, the Canadian, stepping up to bat, as we will continue to see a lot of lefties together in that Pioneer lineup lower in the order. Yesterday it was 6 through 9 were all lefties with Popa, Petrie, Taylor, and Theodorelis, but today not as many, as Aaron Thomas will come up and Erickson after Petrie. That first pitch will be a strike. Trey Bacon can do here. The Dunfield in Elmira, New York, as now the sun is shining. That pitch, great fastball on the outer third for strike number 2. Here at Dunfield so far is a weekday, trying to look down and see. I also don't want to fall out of the press box, but I went down to the concession stand and met Robbie Nichols just to grab a quick water. Didn't seem like there were too many people here tonight, as Elmira's home opener did have maybe 2,000 fans, and Batavia's attendance numbers have been amazing so far up to this point. We're very thankful for all of you that have came to Dwyer Stadium, as that will be a 3-pitch strikeout. Petrie just sees 3 pitches from Bacon. He will look at that backdoor slider, and Bacon will retire. 2 on the base pass, but 1 run will cross, as Elmira, going into the second inning with Sokol on the mound, will be up 1-0. for the number 5 hitter in the Muckdog lineup, Daniel Burroway, gets things underway here in the second inning. We would like to thank our sponsors: Batavia Downs Gaming, Ficarella's Pizza, Alex's Place, Eli Fish Brewing Company, Noah Hoy Chiropractic, Tompkins Bank of Castile, United Memorial Medical Center, and New York 529 College Savings. We thank you for keeping baseball in Batavia, as the first pitch to Burroway will be in there for a strike. Yesterday, Burroway, playing first base, had a double play ball that Caden Walton did not tag up on, as he left just a little bit early. So that's what I was talking about, is back-to-back games with a double play in the first inning with 2 runners on. His next at-bat followed up the RBI double by Caden Walton and had a double of his own, scoring Walton and having the game-tying run RBI. So see what Burroway can do. He's shown that he's a great hitter, and that one he will fan on as Sokol blows it by him. 1 out here. Burroway goes down on strikes to start off the second. Will be Sokol's first strikeout of the ballgame. Now here is third baseman Jerry Reinhardt. Reinhardt yesterday was on base a bunch, but had just 1 hit and then reached 2 times after Donovan Montgomery had 2 errors against him. So along the base pass, also did not score 1 of the 10 runs, was left stranded on base a lot. Is with 13 hits yesterday, you're not going to score every single one. There also were a lot of walks in that one, as Batavia still left 9 runners on base, and they still scored 10 runs. So that just showed how great of a day they had at the plate, as the 0-2 is also fouled back by Reinhardt. Jack Sokol. His past year at Akron, University of Akron rather, as the 0-2 will be chopped over. Yeomans was playing deep. Reinhardt does have some speed, as the throw will not be in time. We'll get away from Cam Hill, and Reinhardt's going to go to second, as that ball is deep towards the tarp. So not too sure what they're going to say here. Probably would have been a hit with Yeomans playing so far back on that chopper, as there will be, this is credited a hit, will be the 3rd infield hit for the Muckdogs. So just putting the ball in play, you can see all the good stuff that can occur, as they're going to say it is a hit. Oh, and now they change it to an error, an E5 here in the box. He probably would have beat it out, but the one making all the decisions here is that one by Joe Georgia. Broke Yeomans' ankles there, and then he tries to throw it over, as he stepped 1 foot on the bag and tried to throw it over. So we'll have 2 base runners, as that one will be a hit for the Dogs. As Joe Georgia gets his first hit on the first pitch that he sees here today. Give him the proper introduction, because we were talking with everything going on with Reinhardt, but Reinhardt will reach again, yet another error. So quick error here for the Pios. Joey Bataglia just trying to wipe away some of the excess dirt here in the box, as they had to put down a lot of quick drive to make this game possible. I'm thankful for that, but with the amount of mud that was on the field, they were taking away a bunch of it on the Gator. And still not ideal conditions, but we have baseball here in Elmira, so that's all that matters. There's Joey Bataglia with 2 runners on, fouls back the first one. So we've not seen a ball hit into the outfield yet by the Muckdogs that would have been a hit. Marcus got on a chopper that he beat out, and then Ciccone, same thing, got on an infield hit. So for the time being, And E5 by Yeomans as he is still playing way back there. And that is a great hit by Joey Bataglia into right field. Charging on it is Popa, and Reinhardt with his speed will score. So the game will now be tied 1-1 as Joey Bataglia gets the RBI single. Muckdogs showing that when they put the ball in play, good things will happen. After a few rough games with the bats, they have just been red hot as that's already their 4th hit. You can maybe put an asterisk their 5th hit, depending on who you're asking. After that scenario with Reinhardt, and now Trevor Dean will try to get things going. His last start was against Geneva, or Mansfield, excuse me. That one will be a strike to the outfielder from San Diego, California. That one will be sliced away to the right side. Now quickly 0-2 with runners on the corners and 1 out in a 1-1 ball game. Trevor Dean just got done with his freshman year at Washington and Jefferson College. Teammate who is now standing at third base, Joe Georgia, goes to Washington University of St. Louis. So 2 different schools that deal with Washington. There's Washington University, Washington State, all around the country. As the 0-2 by Dean, that will just miss the corner. Shore had a great frame on that one, but will not get the call. 1-2 count to Dean as that one was upstairs and swung on and missed. Trevor Dean strikes out, and Sokol will get his 2nd strikeout of the 2nd inning. He is outed. Still on the corners, want to cash in at least one more, and trying to do that will be Mitch Fleming. Mitch Fleming yesterday is not in the game, but was in the game the day before. So that one was a ball by Sokol. Did play against Mansfield. Got the start at first base. And in that one, had a few really good at-bats. Flew out deep to right field with another one of those balls that just didn't really travel. And went down 2 times via the strikeout. So he's still looking for that first hit of the year. Had a few other Muckdogs yesterday that got their first hits. One of them was Christian Robinson, who is getting the night off. So we've seen him hitting in the 10 spot for what was 3 straight games, as that one will be in there. Very, very nice slider going away from the righty Fleming. Fleming trying to get an RBI here. As the pitch from Sokol will be low for a ball. Fleming actually, does have a hit this year. He's 1 for 6. That hit came early on in the year. So that one will be dribbled right in front of the plate and will be foul. Just kind of dug right in the dirt there in front of home plate. That's more like mud at this point in time. We'll stay at a 2-2 count with 2 outs as Batavia's trying to have their first lead of the ball game, as currently the game is tied at 1 apiece. That's what happened yesterday. It was a 1-1 ball game in the 4th, and then Muckdogs just broke it open. Mitch Fleming trying to do the same thing here as he's getting some cheers from his teammates. That one was a dirt ball, and Joey Bataglia is going to take the free base. Good block by Shore to keep it in front of him, but now we will have a payoff pitch with Runners on second and third. Georgia at third, Batavia at second. And Sokol gets the sign. The payoff pitch will be high, so a great at-bat by Mitch Fleming to load the bases for the Dogs, and that'll bring up the top of the order with Caden Walton. Walton is a big fan of jumping on pitches early in the at-bat. After yesterday's performance, he's hitting .455 on the year. We'll go down a few ticks just because in his first at-bat here tonight he did not get a hit, but still a great young second baseman, as the first pitch to Walton will be a ball. Bases are loaded. In the top of the second inning. There'll be a lot of action on the base paths for the Muckdogs. They do have 4 hits, but walked several times, have reached via errors. That was Jerry Reinhardt, who would score the first run of the ball games for the Dogs earlier in the inning, after he was driven home by Joey Batavia. As the 2-0 will also be high, so Caden Walton finds himself in a great spot now, 3-0. Sokol trying to figure things out. Didn't really go deep into his first start, the opening day start here at Dunfield last Thursday. So the 3-0 will be in there for a strike. Inside to Walton is now the type of scrappy hitter that can hit to all 3 fields and is not just looking to get walked here. He wants to get a hit. That one will be a strike. Late strike call here by our home plate umpire, but saying it was in the zone. Walton has to go back and grab his bat. And we'll have another payoff pitch. Sokol to strand 3 runners on base, already stranded 2 in the first, and here we are as that one will be fouled away as Caden Walton stays alive. Joe Martinez is giving his second baseman some encouragement there. Spencer Marcus is due up next for the Dogs if Walton reaches. Caden Walton, the leadoff hitter tonight, hit second yesterday. So what he can do here is that one is swung on and missed. Sokol gets 3 strikeouts in the inning. And the Muckdogs cannot bring home anybody with bases loaded, as this game will still be knotted up 1-1 heading into the bottom of the second inning. And the throw down by Batavia will be there. Right at the base, Caden Walton gloved it, and we're here for action for Trey Bacon. Coming up
29.
To the plate will be Aaron Thomas. Aaron Thomas, the left fielder from Wolford College. A few other guys from Wolford. It was also Holden Wilder, who started yesterday's game against the Dogs at Dwyer Stadium. A few other pairs from Malloy and Siena, and obviously the trio from Auburn. So a lot of guys. Corning Community College. There's a bunch of guys on this roster from there. Ithaca College as well. So a lot of guys that are familiar with one another, as that one did hit Thomas. And Bacon will have his second hit batter of the start so far, after plunking Montgomery in the first. Same result here with Thomas. Chris Erickson comes up to the dish now. One of those Siena College guys, along with Montgomery, finishing up their freshman years there. Thomas is at first. So far this season, Erickson is just hitting .03, as that one will get away from Joe Georger. Just kind of sit in what's a little bit of high grass over there, and it'll be an E1 on Trey Bacon. So the no error streak for the Muckdogs will go to rest, as it was their first error in over a game, which for something that they've struggled with is a vast improvement. Now Thomas will have another free 90 feet. As the first pitch to Erickson, like I was saying before the throwaway by Bacon, Erickson only hitting .83 so far this season for the Pioneers. Just 1 for 12. That first hit came yesterday in the third inning. The count is 2-0, so Trey Bacon's just really got to take a deep breath, get back on the rubber, is what we saw Sokol do last inning, as he had the 3 outs in the inning were strikeouts. And the bases loaded, he showed why he is a big-time Division I pitcher. Had a great program, and the 2-0 was swung through, fouled away. Went off Bataglia's leg protectors. Thomas at second. Taglia will give the sign to Bacon, takes a few shakes, and finally gets the pitch that he's looking for. It will be high. 3-1 count to the Pioneer center fielder. Again, for a lot of these teams earlier in the year, I kind of need my notes to remember names of some of these guys, but that one will be another walk for Bacon. But because we've already seen Pioneers, this will be the 4th time that we've already seen them in this short season. I know them about as well as the Muckdogs, who at this point they're just thought, just come right to my memory, is calling games for these guys every single day. Get to know them pretty well. Get to remember all those interesting facts about them. So Gil Murad due up now for the Pios. Catcher from Ithaca College. Pretty close here to Elmira. Joe Georgia will come in on the grass just in case of the bunt over to the right side. That one is in on the hands and will be a ball from Bacon. See if put the runners in motion, and Murad will try to weigh the bunt down. Not, as that one is fouled to the backstop here, which is extremely far from home plate. As we saw in the first game that the Muckdogs played here, that if there's a pass ball from the catcher and you're standing on first base, you're easily thinking, yeah, I can get to third. That's a great pitch by Bacon. Looked like a changeup there. That pitch looked like it was going to be high and just kind of dove down right into the strike zone. So now Murad has to protect here in a 1-2 count with no outs. In the bottom of the second, we've seen a lot of action on base, and there's a strike 3 call as Bacon gets another strikeout. His second of the ball game. Both have been looking. The EH, Reese Yeomans, comes up to the plate. He's also a local guy. Attends Corning Community College. We'll try to cash in these runners. That one will be a ball. So Thomas at second. Erickson standing at first base with 1 out after the Murad strikeout. Bacon gives another look at Thomas. A great stop by Batavia. He didn't even know that he caught it on the scoop. But takes off his mask and realizes, oh, it's in my glove. So the count now runs to 2-0 to Reese Yeomans, who also mostly plays third base. That's Taylor's position tonight. And he had some trouble there in the last frames. There's another pitch on the inside corner that will be in there for a strike. Great location. The inside corner. It really seems like our home plate umpire tonight likes that spot. Giving a lot of calls to Bacon on it already, as the 2-1 will be hit on and fouled away along the right field line. Brings it out to 2-2. Reese Yeomans, the number 10 man in the lineup, and they're going to flip it over and give it back to Dom Popa, who had that double. That one was a strike 3. Batavia couldn't hang on to it. He will easily tag Yeomans. And now there's 2 down. So Trey Bacon taking a little bit out of the book from Jack Sokol that he saw in the top of the frame. He's trying to get the strikeouts by himself after allowing some runners on base. He was out number 2. And here's Popa. Let's see if Bacon can retire him as well. Popa's wearing his royal blue and that, not a mustard yellow, but not really a true gold yellow that the University of Pittsburgh wears. That one will be on the outside corner to the lefty Popa for a strike. Popa did not have a hit so far this season until that leadoff double. So now he's 1 for 6 on the season. So that one was high by Bacon. And get things settled as the mound. If you're talking to some players earlier when they were figuring out if we were even going to play this ball game when we first arrived, we all kind of agreed that the mound was by far the best aspect on the field in terms of being game ready. Now the field is kind of dried out. You do see some wear and tear patches towards where you mostly see the infielders play, also along the bases, but it's been a vast improvement since when we first arrived here just about a little over 2.5 hours ago. So now the 1-2 for Bacon. Looking for his third strikeout here in the inning. And that one is swung on and sliced into shallow left field. Abner Benitez is going to get onto it. Thomas is coming around and he will score. So Dom Popa already with the 2-hit ball game for the Pioneers. They are now up 2-1. They did not do that for the first game that we were here, but mandatory run score siren
Now batting.
that they also might use for the hockey team here in Elmira. Excuse me, the Enforcers. Runner still at first and second now. Erickson will advance 90 feet. That one will be on the inside corner to Montgomery, the fourth strike. Popa already with a double and a single with an RBI. That one's hit over to Reinhardt. Took a very weird hop, and Erickson's now getting waved around to score. Edgar Benitez will throw it back to Popa at second. And after a rip down the line by Montgomery, the Pioneers now have a 2-run lead. Give that a hit, as that ball was ripped down the line and took a very weird hop. Reinhardt tried to recover, but could not get the leather there in time. It was back-to-back singles for the Pios. Scores 3-1 as Auburn catcher Ben Shore due up now. That pitch will be a ball. Either one score. Both teams already have 4 hits, along with an error each. Troy Bacon and Batavia trying to get on the same page here, so they both get the sign. And that one swung on and missed by Shore. Shore in his first at-bat flew out to Benitez and left. Shore is now hitting .250 on the year. 5 for 20 on the campaign. Shore with 4 RBIs, 3 of them in that big 2-run win against the Muckdogs at Dwyer Stadium last Friday. He had a great game, like I said, with 3 RBIs. And it was also a multi-hit game for him. And had a little bit more of that success here with 2 runners on, as there's a block by Batavia. Bacon still trying to get out of this inning. Bacon. He will deliver to home, and that one swung on, hit over Reinhardt's way, and he can't glove it again. So Benitez has 3 balls hit to him in left field, and there is another single, the 3rd straight, and now Elmira has put 3 runs in the bottom of the 2nd inning to go up 4-1. So they just continue to have this situation with hits over to the left side with singles, and the man on first will just go up to second, and batting with RBI singles is 3 straight for Popa, Montgomery, and Shore at the top of the lineup, all with RBI singles to the left side. Montgomery at second, Shore at first. The first pitch to Cam Hill will be low and away. .4-1 is your score. That one swung on and hit into the bleachers here at Dunn Field. Not a lot of protective netting, only really directly behind home plate due to it being built in 1939. A little bit older design that has those seats go very deep and just kind of straight up, with a large backstop behind home plate. Something that used to be commonplace in baseball back then. Not something you really see much anymore, as the 1-1 will also be low. So Bacon to get out of it here. 2-1 count to the Auburn first baseman. That one will be in there for a strike. Great breaking ball to even it up at 2-2. Bacon just finished up his first year at Tallahassee Community College. See what he can do as that one will run inside to the lefty, Cam Hill. Huge for the Muckdogs to stop the bleeding here. So allowing 3 runs here in the second as the payoff pitch will be outside, and now the bases will be loaded for the Pioneers. As Bacon allows his 4th total walk of the ball game, as now assistant coach Tony Brewington is making his stroll over to Bacon. We do have some action in the Muckdog bullpen as birthday boy Colin Noeth will be the next Muckdog pitcher. Probably not now, as Noeth is just getting up to throw a little bit. Sokol getting out of that last inning, no action along the right field line for the Pios. 5 hits for Elmira already, 4 walks. 2 of them have been hit by pitches. The home plate umpire goes out to the mound and says, let's speed it up, and Bacon will now face the 5-man in the Pioneer lineup, Justin Taylor. He did retire for the second out in the bottom of the first inning after fly ball hit Abner Benitez. So Taylor struggled at third base so far, as that first pitch will be blown by the Millersville third baseman. Bacon gets ahead in this count, 0-1. Normal depth all across the infield with 2 outs. That one also swung on and missed, so Bacon now is motivated by Tony Brewington. The team on Monday night had a little bit of a heart-to-heart with assistant coach Tony Brewington late at night at their dorms at Genesee Community College, as the 0-2 swung on and missed, and Bacon gets another strikeout as the score will be 4-1 after a rough bottom of the second inning for Batavia. They'll get the bats rolling as Spencer Marcus, Charlie Ciccone, and Abner Benitez are due up for the Muckdogs. And we're ready to go here in the third inning after two very eventful innings of baseball. 4-1 is your score with Elmira leading in this one. Number 2 hitter in the Muckdog lineup, Spencer Marcus, due up first against Jack Sokol. Both Sokol and Bacon in the second inning. Had some trouble. That one almost clipped Skip Martinez as the third base coach, as now the count's 0-2. Both did struggle, but got out of the innings after striking out the batter with the bases loaded. So Spencer Marcus right now hitting .475, as that one will plunk him. He was also hit by a pitch yesterday, and he just kind of ate that off-speed pitch. We have another leadoff base runner for the Muckdogs. Going back to assistant coach Tony Brewington, gave his team a little bit of tough love on Monday night after the 13-3 loss against Mansfield. Knew that this team was capable of so much more. The team was already collectively a very close group. Just wanted them to remember to not get too comfortable, as that one's hit out to left field. Ciccone, that's going to drop as Thomas can't get there in time. Spencer Marcus is going to go to third as Thomas just kind of put on the brakes and didn't really go for it. Ciccone with a looping fly ball down the left field line will drop, and that'll be a hit for Ciccone, with Marcus going first to third, and Ciccone's speed will get him all the way to second. So after losing, after a tie game, he never really had the lead, but gave the lead back to Elmira, and now they're in a great position with cleanup hitter Abner Benitez due up for the Dogs to get back in this one, as there's a fly ball hit out to shallow right. Popa's under it. There's going to be no tag from Spencer Marcus, so he'll make his way back. So first pitch swinging here for the Dogs. Benitez can tell he's upset with himself, as he thinks he just missed that one. Just got a little bit too under it. Benitez will be the first out here in the third. Sokol gets back on the mound, and this time it'll be against Daniel Burway. Saw him have an RBI double yesterday. The check swing will be appealed, and they say that he did not go. Really liking this lineup tonight for the Muckdogs. So that one's check swung, but will be a strike anyway. Makes it 1-1. Walton at the top has shown that he can get on base by any means necessary. You got Marcus, who's just an on-base machine, batting second. Ciccone hitting from the left side gives you a little bit more versatility, as Burway swings through an off-speed pitch in the dirt. And Benitez in the four-hole, as we've seen him just be a single machine so far to this point, but he has a lot of pop from the left side. Daniel Burway is a great complete hitter that can come through when there's guys on base, like this situation right here. Reinhardt has also showed that, batting sixth, that he can score with, get hits with runners in scoring position. And you're seeing tonight with Georgia, he put the ball in play on the first pitch that he saw, got an infield hit. And Joey Battaglia, down in the lineup, also had a great first at-bat against the Auburn pitcher in Sokol, as now the count will be 3-2. Burway currently batting just a little bit above 250. That pitch is driven out to center field, was stung into the gap, and Erickson won't be there in time, so that's going to go all the way to the wall. Ciccone was going to go around to score, and Daniel Burway, second double in 2 days, as he looks at the Muckdog bench, and now we will have a 4-3 ball game. So the 2 RBI double from Daniel Burway makes it just a little bit closer for the Muckdogs to come back from, as Jerry Reinhardt now will step in with another runner in scoring position. In talking about how Daniel Burroway is a great hitter with runners in scoring position makes me look like even more of a genius. So thanks to Daniel for that. Reinhardt reached on the E5, was the first run for the Muckdogs here tonight, as that one is hit over to the right side. A lot of room to the right as Cam Hill will get under it, so a lot of first pitch swinging. That'll continue to be the trend here in the third inning. So now there's 2 down. As that ball was caught in foul ground by the first baseman, Cam Hill. I know that's out of the view for you guys, but maybe in the half innings I can pan and you guys can just see how much room there is in this field at Dunn Field. That one stung and hit over Thomas's way, but he will get under it. So first pitch swinging in both at-bats is Joe Georger, and the lead will shrink as the Muckdogs put 2 runs on the board after Danny Burroway's 2 RBI double. We'll bring it back to you in the bottom of the third inning shortly. Before we get Petrie underway, as the first pitch is a strike, we'll thank one of our sponsors, Tompkins Bank of Castile, who did sponsor the starting lineups tonight, but also Tompkins Bank of Castile is a community bank that was founded in 1869. They now have offices in 6 counties across the western New York region. Services include complete lines of consumer deposit accounts and loans, business accounts and loans, and leasing. In addition, insurance is offered through an affiliate company, Tompkins Insurance Agencies. Wealth management, trust, and investment services are provided through Tompkins Financial Advisors. So thank you to Tompkins Bank of Castile, as the count quickly would be 2-2 to Emilian Petrie, the second baseman for the Pios, that will be attending University of Kentucky. He'll be a Wildcat, as that 2-2 pitch is fouled off to the left side. Bacon gets the sign. The Muckdogs still have not received their hats from the Perfect Game Collegiate Baseball League, so that's why you see Trey Bacon wearing the red Nike hat, as that one was swung through by Petrie and just barely nicked to Bacon, and he'll quickly throw it over for out number 1. You'll see the Pioneers all wearing the same hats, because even though they haven't received their hats from this year, as well as the entire league is not, they're wearing their hats from 3 years ago. So there will be a different design, but still awaiting that shipment. As the Muckdogs last regime, when they were affiliated with minor league baseball, they just kind of took everything, packed it up, and went their own separate ways. So there really wasn't any inventory from the last team, as the jerseys weren't there and other pieces of equipment and uniforms. As Joe Georgia goes all the way to the dirt. That's about 30 feet from first base and makes the play for out number 2. Again, there is just so much real estate here at Dunn Field that and Dwyer is probably going to be in the 5th row. But a lot more green grass, not just behind home plate, but also down the right field and left field lines. That's why that play was just made by Joe Georgia. As Petre was retired, and so was Aaron Thomas, and now here's Chris Erickson. That one will be fouled back to the backstop. So Erickson did score a run last inning for the Pioneers after he was walked on just 4 pitches by Bacon. Now it's 0-1. That's something that the players are really looking forward to, is to get 3 different hats for the Muckdogs. As owner Robbie Nichols decided not just to have the traditional red hat, black hat, but also to give them an alternate hat that they can wear with whatever jersey combination that they would like. Batavia is still rocking their road black uniforms. That one stung into the right center gap. Marcus makes a great play on the ball. He's going to go 2, and with a great strong throw by Marcus, Erickson will still be there in time as Erickson picks up his 2nd hit of the year, his first tonight. As with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 3rd, Elmira will have a base runner in the form of Erickson. A little rail boost there for the Pioneers. Now be their 6th hit of the ball game. That one swung through by Murad to start off the count. Also, there have been some rumblings with these uniforms that Muckdogs might be interested in getting some other uniforms as the season goes on. Jerry Reinhardt makes a diving play. He gets up, he throws it over, and a nice play by Reinhardt as he's hyped up at 3rd base and inning over. As Chris Erickson does have a double, but he'll be stranded at 2nd base. The score will stay 4-3 heading into the 4th inning. And the number 8 hitter in the Batavia lineup, Joey Battaglia, steps up as he had an RBI single that drove home Jerry Reinhardt back in the 2nd. So looking to have his first multi-hit game of the season. Battaglia so far this season is hitting .333. Actually, that jumps a little bit after the single this so far this game, so he's hitting now 350. Some quick mental math, I believe it's 350, but I'm not entirely sure, as he fouls off the first one. Sokol now, that last inning, strand one runner after letting up two. So Marcus and Sikowney would come around to score. That one is also fouled to the right side by Batavia. Burley is credited with 2 RBIs today, and Batavia with the other. That one will be high and inside to the Muckdog catcher. Elmira, after yesterday, wore these blue jerseys on the road. They decided to stick with them and just wear white pants instead. They were probably anticipating that the Muckdogs would then go with the red jerseys on the road, but they're going to stick with what they've been comfortable in and had success in, and that's the black jerseys. Both games so far this season, in the victories, they've been wearing those black jerseys, so a little bit of superstition, but whatever works gives you the W, as that one will be hit on over to Montgomery. And he'll try to make a interesting throw, something that probably didn't have to do, but just wanted to look cool for the fans here at Dunfield, but we'll get the out. So the 6-3 ground out will retire Batavia. As Trevor Dean comes up now. Dean so far this year hitting .400 prior to this matchup. That one, there's a lot of room for Cam Hill, and that's a ball that I wasn't even looking at originally because I thought that was going to get out of play, but yet again, so much room on the first baseline. Those balls are in play. And now there's 2 outs as Sokol really getting acclimated to this one. Quick 2 outs now for him. Cam Hill has 3 catches in foul ground so far, and Joe Georger has 1. It was a great slider on the outside corner for strike number 1 to the extra hitter tonight, Mitch Fleming. Fleming swings through a fastball there. Sokol's tempo right now, you can tell he's really liking the groove that he's in right now because he's ready to go, and Mitch Fleming called for time just to adjust his batting gloves and think about his 2-strike approach here. As he was towing the rubber, now here's Sokol again. That one will be outside. Both teams have 6 hits so far in this one. Elmira maintaining that slim lead, 4-1 or 4-3. 1-2 as Sokol delivers. That one slider outside and in the dirt. Mitch Fleming, we saw him last time battle with 2 strikes and a 1-2 count, and he would later be walked. So see what the first baseman from Montevallo can do, as that ball was absolutely ripped down the third baseline, but just way early on it. So he got the pitch that he was looking for. That ball was hit extremely hard, as that one is also hit hard to center field, and chasing back after it is Erickson, and he will make his way over there and get the 3rd out of the inning as Jack Sokol, the right-hander from Auburn University, goes 1-2-3 here in the 4th inning. We'll be back when we go to the bottom half of the inning with some ad reads before Trey Bacon goes out there on the mound. Now we're in the bottom half of the fourth inning with Elmira up 4-3. Thanks some of our sponsors, Batavia Downs Gaming. Batavia Downs Gaming and Hotel is the area's premier entertainment destination with great restaurants, events, and on-site hotel. Be sure to check them out at BataviaDownsGaming.com. Also, we'll say thanks to Ficarella's Pizza. Ficarella's of Batavia is where you can get your fix to satisfy your cravings for piping hot pizza, sumptuous subs, and mouth-watering wings. Every Friday, enjoy Ficarella's fabulous fish fry. Don't forget the fixed plate, fat wraps, and all your favorite pasta dishes. And they have blueberry and raspberry barbecue sauce that tastes great on wings. So when you have the craving for delicious food, get your fix at Ficarella's Pizza on Liberty Street in Batavia. Might as well just keep it rolling, so we'll also thank Noah Hoy Chiropractic. This game is sponsored by Dr. Noah Hoy, the official team chiropractor of the Batavia Muckdogs, located at 184 Washington Avenue in Batavia. For an appointment, please call 585-343-9316. As that one is hit right back up the middle, and we'll get through. As the number 10 hitter in the Pios lineup, Reese Yeomans, will have the leadoff single. So now Tom Popa will be up to bat as he has scored twice and has 2 hits in this one. So he's getting things underway. Yesterday hit 6th in the Elmira lineup and went 0 for 4 with a backward strikeout against George Osborne to end the game. So Popa getting back to what he knows. Is obviously a great Division I talent. And it's just how baseball is sometimes. At points when you struggle, and it seems like he's heating up a little bit. So the first pitch is a ball to the Pioneer right fielder, with Reese Yeomans at first base. Trey Bacon has already pitched 3 innings, allowing 4 hits. Bacon, the dual right-handed pitcher and middle infielder. But that pitch has a foul ball that will get out of play. Jerry Reinhardt tried to make his way over there, and with so much room, tried to make a play on it, but goes out of the metal fencing along the line. Still have Colin Knoweth, the birthday boy, warming up in the Elmira pen, as the bullpens are located along the dirt that is still technically in fair ground. So there's a great block by Joey Battaglia to keep it in front and make sure that Reese Yeomans does not have a few free bases. So now on a 2-2 count, Trey Bacon takes a look at Yeomans. He'll deliver to Popa, because that one is also outside. So we'll have a full count here. Do see one Pioneer pitcher just standing up here. Has not started to throw. And the payoff will be outside, so 2 straight runners to start off the bottom of the 4th. One with a single by Yeomans and one the free pass to the hottest hitter in the Pioneer lineup here today, Tom Popa. Joe Martinez is going to make his way out. Colin Knoweth getting a few more pitches in the pen before ultimately he will probably enter this one. And the ball will be taken from Trey Bacon, so his day is done. Trey Bacon goes 3 innings, allowing 4 runs, 7 hits, and 1 error that he was accredited for on the pickoff attempt. So now here's Colin Knoweth. Colin Knoweth celebrating his 22nd birthday. So happy birthday to Colin. Just finished up his junior year at University of Northwestern Ohio, another NAIA school. He other Batavia Muckdogs that are from NAIA schools. Blair Frederick and Jonathan Allen go to Xavier University at Louisiana. We'll be seeing them report shortly to Batavia. We're very happy to have them in the pitching rotation. A little bit more on Colin Noe. He's from Byron Virgin, New York. He's 6'7", 230 pounds. Started his collegiate career at Genesee Community College with Muckdog teammate Tyler Prospero. At GCC with the Cougars, he went 5-3 with 43 2/3 innings pitched. And then this past year, he hurled 19 innings in 8 games for the University of Northwestern Ohio. So this is the second time that we've seen Colin Noe in action so far this season, as he also pitched after his former GCC teammate Tyler Prospero in the home opener. And in relief for Prospero, did not have a lot of success against Elmira in that one, but trying to build on it here. As we saw Prospero do the same thing last night. We went 2 innings in the opener. It just was kind of a bullpen committee game after that point last Friday, and Noe was pulled as there was a big 4th inning for the Pioneers that we saw 3 different pitchers in relief for the Muckdogs. Skip Martinez does think that Colin is going to be one of those mid-reliever guys like Prospero that he could really utilize in certain situations. Use those 2 guys to their advantage, as they've shown in their collegiate careers that they can be extremely effective out of the bullpen in situations like this to hold games at where they are. So the 2 runners on base will be accredited to Trey Bacon. Those will not affect the ERA of Colin Noe, but wants to be a good teammate here and make sure that those runs do not come around to score. So we'll be back here for first pitch as Donovan Montgomery steps in. Well, first pitch on his birthday is in there for a strike. Montgomery has gotten up twice, was hit by a pitch by Bacon in the first, and then Montgomery had an RBI single as well in his next trip. So Joe Georger's going to come in on the maybe bunt, and Batavia with a great play, as they looked like they were going to try to get the bunt down. It was too high, so Montgomery wasn't going to put it down, and Reese Yeomans gets stuck in a pickle. Instead of going back to second, he just tries to swipe third, and a great strong throw by Batavia will get the first out of the inning here in the 4th. So that makes things easy for Noe, as the count is 1-1. Now he just has to worry about Popa at first base. There's Noe. That one is a jam shot, and that's going to get over the head of Kane Walton into right field. Popa's going to go to third. A strong throw by Marquette, and there is an out. And there is a great throw by Spencer Marcus as Jerry Reinhardt applies the tag. And the Elmira third base coach is not a fan of that call. But the 2 men that were on base, Yeomans and Popa, both are nailed at third here in the inning. Montgomery will go to second, but still 2 outs now. Great throw by Spencer Marcus in right field. As we've seen a lot of times how reliable he can be with the bat, but also with a great strong throw.
What would you announce, Rich? Get out.
And they're saying one of the announcers is thrown out of the ball game. I'm really not sure what's going on here. As I'm not sure if one of the announcers said something here in the booth, but somebody just got thrown out of this ball game up here 5 stories up in Elmira. I know he wasn't looking my way because I agreed with the call. So our PA announcer just got ejected from the ball game up here. That is very impressive that our home plate umpire could even hear what he said. Not too sure what he said, but I'm just about 20 feet away from the guys in the other room, and I didn't hear anything. So that the home plate umpire heard that, very impressive ears. Because that was a very funny occurrence that I've never seen before, but I feel like I'm going to have a lot of things this summer as we play so many games at Dwyer Stadium and also on the road that I see a lot of stuff that I have not seen up to this point, and that's something that I will never forget. So Marcus nails Popa at third. And some arguing with our third base coach with Elmira, and then see an ejection up here in the press box that's 5 stories up. So that one is ripped by Ben Shore. In now is Trevor Dean. That's going to drop in front of him as he took a step back at first. But another ball that Ben Shore doesn't get a lot of. This time it doesn't matter as Montgomery will come around to score. And Elmira will be up 4-3. 5-3, excuse me. Ben Shore gets his second RBI in this one. Second base knock as well. That's a situation where you would love if Yeomans doesn't get picked off, and then if Don Popa doesn't get thrown out at third, that we would have had multiple different guys score in that scenario. Thankfully for the Muckdogs, it's just a 2-run deficit. Colin Oath gets a sign to Cam Hill. That one will also be high, so now the count is 2-0. That one will be in there. Great pitch by Colin Noth. And the 2-1. That one is hit. Joey Battaglia might have some room. David Bench is saying that it's out. That almost just hit a fan. He didn't even know where it was, and that was inches from hitting him right on the noggin. So a lot of very interesting things happening here at Dunn Field tonight. Count is 2-2. Cam Hill trying to get his second hit of the night as he has reached safely in both appearances. That one will also be a pop-up in the infield. Charlie Saccouni waves off the infield as he is under it and inning over. So after a very eventful bottom of the 4th inning, Elmira will get 1 run across as you're also down 1 person here in the press box. But through 4 innings, Elmira is up 5-3. And after hearing the story here in the press box, now know why had somebody thrown out here 5 stories up at Dunn Field as Caden Walton hits one foul down the right field line. As the PA announcer said before, the next Elmira hitter was up after the missed call, and that was something that home plate umpire did not like, so he was thrown out of the game. Now here's Caden Walton at the top of the Muckdog lineup. He puts one in play as Wilson's fielding woes continue, but he will recover and make the play as that ball was hit right off his chest. It's a good start of the 5th inning for the Pioneers. They're struggling earlier in the game, having an error. Taylor regains some confidence. There's a first pitch that's hit on to left field by Marcus, and Thomas barely even had to move as that was hit to straightaway left field, and quickly now there's 2 outs. So Sokol is giving the Muckdogs good pitches to hit, but they're just not pitches that the Muckdogs are able to drive deep in the outfield. As we've seen a lot of first pitch swings here in the field so far. Muckdogs still have 6 hits as Elmira holds a slim lead in that category, 9-6. That's partly why they have the 5-3 lead right now. County fouls that one, make it 1-1. County so far, he also has a 2-hit game after a single in the first and then a double as well. Sokol's ready to go. County steps in the box. Sokol gets the sign. Sokol doesn't wait much time as that one will be fouled away. Sokol just gets right on the rubber and then he gets the sign from his Auburn teammate Ben Shore. He's just standing there waiting to get the sign. Most guys like to take a step off and collect themselves. Sokol up there is just all businesses. Him and Shore will talk something over real quick about how to retire County for the first time as Charlie County will step up in the box. The 2-strike approach here. And that one is almost ripped down the line, slicing and foul. And we'll try it again as that one will be outside. Ciccone trying to start something here with 2 outs for the Dogs in the top of the 5th. I'd like to thank all of you guys again for watching here tonight on Wednesday on the road. One is hit off the foot of Ciccone. That one is also outside, so now the count runs full. Great at bat for Ciccone, protecting the plate here as the payoff pitch with 2 outs will be a ball, and Ciccone's gonna take a wide turn as that one doesn't go all the way to the backstop, but Ben Shore will grab it, and there is a free pass for Ciccone, so he will stay 2 for 2 today. Reaching base successfully for the 3rd time. Abner Benitez, a guy that has not reached base so far today. Abner was hitting 400 going into the day, so that's probably dropping right around the 360, 370 mark. That one is first pitch swinging again, hit over to Petrie. Petrie's just going to flip it over to Montgomery, and they get the out at second base. So Abner Benitez, for a second straight at bat, swings on the first pitch and will be retired. For 5-3 is still your score Elmira trying to build that lead here in the bottom half of the inning. Colin Oath will still be on the mound for the Muckdogs. Stepping up now will be third baseman Justin Taylor, looking for his first hit of the ball game in his third trip to the dish. It's the first pitch from Colin Oath will be swung on and hit to this deep backstop at Dunfield. Those of you that are just joining us, this game has had a lot of action on the base paths already. Elmira put up 1 run in the bottom of the first inning. Muckdogs responded to tie the game at 1-1 as that pitch was high. Got all the way to the backstop from Colin Oath. And in the bottom half of the inning, Elmira scored 3 to go up 4-1. Batavia then responded with 2 runs to make the deficit 4-3. And Elmira, last inning in the 4th, added 1 more in what was a hectic inning with 2 runners thrown out at third base for the Pios and a man thrown out here in the press box as well. So, seeing a lot of interesting stuff so far. That one will also be outside, 2-2. Millersville, third baseman, waits the pitch from Taylor's. That one is hit on softly over to Joe Georger. He's going to flip it over to Colin Oath. Great job by Oath covering there. And they get the first out of the inning. Great PFP. Which is scored as a 3-1 ground out. Petre comes up now. William Petre is the youngest guy on the Pioneer roster. He will be a freshman in the fall at Kentucky. First pitch will be a ball. The lefty second baseman. He had his first game in a Pioneer uniform yesterday and had a great day. Joe Georger has really been impressive at first base. He attends one of the best D3 schools in the country, Washington University at St. Louis. He was ranked #1 in the country multiple times this past year. Now 2 down after 2 balls were hit Joe Georger's way. Made some great plays. Last time he just did it himself. That pitch will bounce to the plate from Colin Oath. It is now Aaron Thomas. We'll step in. solid night. We've had some muggy nights back at Dwyer Stadium and home in Batavia, so a little bit cooler. 75 degrees here in Elmira. After the rain, it was a little bit hotter. Now it's starting to cool off a little bit. So here's the 1-0 from Noth. That one will be just a bit upstairs. Makes it 2-0. Thomas was a utility guy at Wolford in his first year, but kind of finding his spot in the corner outfield as that one is swung on and hit very high to Caden Walton as he'll get under it. 1-2-3 inning. Colin Oath uses some nice plays by Joe Georger and a catch by Caden Walton. We're done through 5 as going into the 6th inning we will have Danny Burraway, Jerry Reinhart, and Joe Georger due up for the Muckdogs. Jack Sokol will be back out there as he has already thrown 5 complete innings. The score stays the same. He has now qualified for the win after throwing 5 complete. But Danny Burraway is trying to change that as he has had success against the Auburn Tiger starting pitcher. So that first one is swung on and missed. Did strike out in his first at-bat, but had that deep 2 RBI double that got over the head of Erickson in center field as fans on 2 straight fastballs there upstairs. 6'5", 225-pound first baseman. That is just the DH tonight. Trying to get his second hit of the ball game. We'll take a quick look at what is to come for the Muckdogs. They will be back on the road tomorrow in Jamestown after losing 12-10 in the first matchup at Dwyer Stadium. That one will be just a little too high. Burraway will not be tempted by it. So tomorrow night we'll be back on the road against Jamestown to then have a home game. There's another big swing and miss for Jack Sokol. It's the second time Burraway has went down on strikes. He's also struck out Caden Walton and Trevor Dean so far today, so not too many strikeouts, but still has been pretty effective. As Elmira is up in this one, 5-3. That one is also swung on and missed by Reinhardt. So being on the road tomorrow at Jamestown, which is almost a 2-hour bus ride as well, just in the opposite direction of Elmira, going closer to Pennsylvania, as now Jerry is 0-2. The home Friday night for Batavia Blue Devil night against the Geneva Red Wings. One will be up and in to Reinhardt. So far, Jerry has scored a run, reached base via an error, and then popped up in foul ground to Cam Hill. That one will be fouled away, keeping it at 1-2. After a away game, a home game Friday, and then back on the road for the shortest trip of the year, they will see their first action against the Niagara Power. That one will be low, not attempted at by the third baseman Reinhardt. 2-2 quickly. Sokol tries to go at Reinhardt, and he plugs him right in the hip region. We'll have another leadoff base runner for the Dogs. Another hit batter for Sokol. Joe Georgia. Bet Joe Martinez is telling Joe, maybe just wait and just see a pitch here. So you've only seen 2 pitches so far. Yes, you did get a hit, but let's get a little bit deeper into an at-bat and kind of raise up Sokol's pitch count as he probably doesn't take that advice. That one is going to be hit into left field. Jerry Reinhardt's going to take a wide turn as that took a funny hop. Aaron Thomas couldn't come up with it, but Chris Erickson does. And just 3 pitches seen all day for Georgia. That's all he needs. Is he is 2 for 3 in his first start with the Dogs. And here's Joey Batavia. And an RBI single that scored Reinhardt earlier in the game. A little more on Joe Georgia before Bataglia's first pitch. It's from Appleton, Wisconsin. So the first pitch is low to Batavia. 6'3", 215 pounds. Just finished up his sophomore year at Division III powerhouse Washington University at St. Louis. Only had 9 plate appearances this year, but had 2 hits, 2 walks, 2 runs scored, and a stolen base. That one's hit in to center field. Jerry Reinhardt is going to tag, and he will get there with no throw. So a deep hit ball by Batavia will be a sacrifice fly in F8. Because now there's 2 down with runners on the corners in the top of the 6th. Trevor Dean trying to get things going, was hitting 400 in the day, and actually, we are going to have a pinch hitter. So Cam Conley is actually a middle infielder. Will be coming in a big spot as the youngest guy on the Muckdogs roster is going to come in and try to get home Reinhardt to make it a 1-run ball game. As the first one is stung into the right center gap, that's going to get past Erickson. Is now they're going to wave home Joe Georgia. And Georgia's going to go. Cam Conley's going to go to third. And Cam Conley sees his first pitch and gets a triple. As now the game is tied at 5-5. A huge pinch hit at bat for Cameron Conley. The Pepperdine commit comes up big. Comes up clutch as skip Joe Martinez and Cameron Conley embrace for a hug. Now we'll see a mound visit for Sokol, and Mitch Fleming will be due up next. That was a huge spot for Cam Conley, who had no nerves as the Muckdog bench is holding up the cardboard cutout of clubhouse manager Eric Mozicki, who could not make it tonight. So Mozicki parents thought that it would be fitting to somehow have Eric in the dugout, and the players are loving it. They're also loving that big hit by Cameron Conley. 2 outs, man at third. Mitch Fleming due up. So Mitch Fleming now. Muckdogs have mustered up 8 hits. First pitch to Fleming will be there for a strike. Georgia scored all the way to first after it took a funny hop in right center field, got past Erickson, as that one is also swung on and missed. So Mitch Fleming now finds himself in an 0-2 hole. We have seen Sokol get out of these situations with runners in scoring position as well as bases loaded. So Fleming's really going to have to clutch up here. That one is upstairs, swung on and missed, inning over. So the Muckdogs get a big pinch hit. First pitch he saw, Cameron Connolly fleeces one into the right center gap. That would score Reinhardt easily, and then after the funny hop, Joe Georgia would come around and score from first base. So your score is 5-5 going in to the bottom of the 6th inning. So here in the bottom of the 6th inning, Cameron Connolly's big pinch hit, his night will be over as he just came in for the at-bat, and then Christian Robinson will now be playing in center field for the Muckdogs, as the Pioneers center fielder, Chris Erickson, is now due up against Colin Noth, who's going to stay in this one. Seems like I'm just going to talk about something here quick. Reinhardt in the last frame got on after a hit by pitch to Joe Georgia. Had his second hit of the ball game. Sacrifice fly by Joey Battaglia would bring Reinhardt to third, and then Cameron Connolly, what we saw a lot of so far today, a lot of first pitch swinging. He comes up in a big spot to tie this game at 5 apiece. 2 RBI triple for Connolly. Not a bad way to spend a Wednesday night if you're Cam Connolly. Colin Noth, the birthday boy, celebrating his 22nd birthday today. First pitch will bounce to the plate. As Colin Noth, since he has came in, technically has not allowed a run for him personally, but after Ben Shore had a single back in the 4th inning. That was Trey Bacon's responsible runner. He later scored, so in his first full inning, both went 1-2-3 back in the 5th. That one, the 2-0, is hit down the right field line and hit some seats. 5-5 is your score. Elmira having a slim lead in the hits category, 9-8. And that one will be the 10th hit. So Elmira, double-digit hits after just having 4 last night. Erickson's the headlight.
Okay. 6, 2, go.
A man on first. just got a text from Eric Mozicki. You're welcome, Eric. Glad that you're watching. Hope golf went well tonight in the league. As Erickson's at first with DH tonight, Gil Murad. Struck out and had a single. Back in the fourth. Wolf gets the sign. Erickson's going to run for it. Bataglia with a strong throw will not be in time as the throw was to the left of the bag and Walton had to come over. Could not get Erickson as he will swipe a base. So now man at second. Last pitch was a ball upstairs. Gil Murad now with a man in scoring position. Corners are going to be in just in case he tries to bunt. He's going to try to steal again, and he does. So back-to-back pitches. Colin Noth didn't go with the slide step that time either. He times it just right. Chris Erickson, 2 stolen bases and just 2 pitches. Excuse me. So now what if he tries to steal home? The entire infield is in. The go-ahead run standing at third base. Gil Murad trying to bring him home. That one swung out and missed. 2-2. Great night of baseball so far here at Dunn Field. One will be outside, and now the count will increase to full. Due up next will be Reese Yeomans, the Corning Community College third baseman. That one is fouled away and hit over our press box here to my right. I was thinking that earlier today and thinking, I wonder how many balls have actually reached the press box, because it's definitely in the danger zone. Man on third, full count, no outs, and Gil Murad will get the free pass. So nobody up so far in the Muckdog bullpen. They're kind of giving this to Colin Noth. See what he's made of. It's the number 10 man in the Pioneer lineup, Reese Yeomans. 2 up now. Erickson at third after the single and then 2 straight stolen bases. So here is Yeomans. He takes a deep breath. Takes a look at Erickson, who faked going home. That one's going to be high. Nice snag by Bataglia behind the plate. Wolf here again. Trying to get out of it. There is his second straight pitch high. And Tony Brewington is going to come out, talk to the 6'7", 230-pound pitcher. That's something that Tony Brewington tried to give a lot of tough love after their late meeting on Monday night, early Tuesday morning at their dorms at GCC, and had 2 different meetings. Had one with the pitchers and then one with the hitters, and just told the pitchers, the guys' job is to go out there and throw strikes. And right now, we're not really doing that effectively. So go up there, you know what your job is, you guys know what you're capable of, you all play at the collegiate level, show what you can do. And last night, Julian Pichardo showed what he was made of. Tyler Prospero showed what he was made of, and George Osborne absolutely showed what he was made of after really struggling in his first outing in relief. Only faced 4 batters and walked all 4. And some pitches that reached the backstop. And last night was a big confidence boost as he struck out the final 2 batters in relief in the 10-1 win. Now let's see what Colin Noth is made of. That pitch will be high. And the same message for the hitters after struggling against Geneva, only putting up 2 runs and 3 runs against NYCBL opponent, the Mansfield Destroyers. And you're expecting a lot more out of these guys because you've seen what they're capable of and just told them, hit the ball. These guys are all collegiate hitters that so far have shown what this offense can do. They're showing it off tonight as they already have 8 hits. There's 2 more for the second straight double-digit hit night. Now there's runners on the corners and a 3-1 count to Reese Yeomans. That one is fouled away, so Colin Noth clawing away, trying to battle back in what was a 3-0 count. Muckdogs wearing their black uniforms and Elmira wearing their home Royals, or home Navies, excuse me. Runner's going to go. That one swung on and missed. Coming at the plate is going to be Erickson. He flicks it over to Noth, and that will not be there in time. The head first slide, and the throw was just off the mark. So Elmira will regain the lead, 6-5, after the Yeoman strikeout. So Yeoman strikes out. Ball trickles away from Batavia. Will be an out in the inning now, but goes back to the top of the order as Dom Popa has reached base safely all 3 appearances, has a double and a single with 2 runs scored. Six to 5 is your score. Erickson has the leadoff single, steals 2 bags, and then swipes home as well. Elmira will go up to second on the play. Colin Noth, take a look at tonight's DH in Murad that goes to Ithaca College. Now here's the lefty, Dom Popa. Delivers. First one will catch the outside corner. 4 strike 1. Good sign for Noth to get ahead. And what is another big situation here? Is yes, you let up 1 run. It's the leadoff run, stole 2 bases. At that point, it almost feels meant to be that he's going to score. Now you want to stop the bleeding. And there is a great block by Joey Bataglia. He's showing what he's made of behind the plate as well. Colin Noth with a man on second. Leadoff hitter Popa up now. That pitch will be in there for a strike. Great curveball there. Muckdogs trying to win their 2nd straight game, get back to 500, and then go up in the season series against Elmira 3-1, as Elmira stands at 3-2. Both losses have been at the hands of the Muckdogs. That one swung on, hit towards Noth. He's going to take a look at Murad and then flicks it over and retires Popa at first, as Gil Murad will be standing still at second base. Now with 2 down. Donovan Montgomery up now. He has also reached base safely in all 3 appearances. We've seen with him so far some really good games and some really bad games as well at the dish as well as in the field. Looking for a little bit more consistency, but just finished up his freshman year at Siena College, so still a very young player. Didn't see too much action this past year with the Saints. Looks at Murad. He will deliver home. That one is hit into right field, but under it will be Spencer Marcus, and the inning's over. So Elmira will claim the lead back as the score is 6-5. The Muckdogs will go back with the bats as the top of the order will be due up. Walton, Marcus, and Sakowny for Batavia. Back here at the top of the 7th inning, through 6 complete innings, Elmira has that slim lead 6-5. Jack Sokol's day will be done though, however, as he will go 6 innings, let up 5 runs on 8 hits. So, pitching for the Pioneers will be Alex Sweeney. Sweeney, we've also seen him in action so far. He goes to North Essex Community College, as he will face the top 3 hitters in the Muckdogs lineup: Caden Walton, Spencer Marcus, and Charlie Sakowny. During this time, as Sweeney is still getting things going, we'd like to thank Batavia Downs Gaming. Batavia Downs Gaming and Hotels hosts the hottest concerts this summer with the Rockin' the Downs Summer Concert Series each Friday night. Get tickets at bataviaconcerts.com. Batavia Downs Gaming and Hotel features great restaurants including Burning Barrel Barbecue, Fortune's Italian Steakhouse, and Labatt Blue Zone at 34 Rush. It's food and fun, just how you want it done. I'd also like to thank Ficarella's Pizza of Batavia, Alex's Place, Eli Fish Brewing Company, Noah Hoy Chiropractic, Tompkins Bank of Castile, United Memorial Medical Center, and New York 529 College Savings. Now here is yesterday's, well, one of 2 players of yesterday's game. It's Tyler Prospero in relief. And Caden Walton, the players of the game for the Muckdogs in the 10-1 win. So they look back to get in the winning column. That was not too sure what went on there with Walton, but that one is stung up the middle. There's a leadoff single for Caden Walton. There's another hit, as there are 9 now in the game. Walton gets his first of today. So up to that point, he had a fly ball to center, struck out with the bases loaded, and then grounded out to third base. So Walton gets things going. The Muckdogs are trying to get back in the win column, have 2 in a row to be their first winning streak of the year. As yesterday, they won their first game on the road. And they'd also go a perfect 2-0 so far at Dunfield. So Sweeney's first base runner faced. First batter faced. He has a base runner now in the form of Caden Walton. Spencer Marcus is going to have a great bunt right in front of home plate. There was nobody covering second. So they're just going to have to throw it over to first. So great sacrifice bunt by Spencer Marcus. Caden Walton is now standing at second base. So a lot of belief and trust in the 3, 4, and 5 hitters, Ciccone, Benitez, and Burway to get that tying run across, which is Caden Walton. Now we're runner in scoring position after the sacrifice by Spencer Marcus. Charlie Ciccone, the shortstop tonight, hitting third, swings at the first pitch. That one has a lot of room for Ben Shore, and he will be retired after a pop fly in foul ground that's caught by catcher Ben Shore. So again, quickly, a lot of first pitch swinging here. Not getting deep into at-bats for the Muckdogs, as now there will be 2 down with Caden Walton at second base. So Marcus is out due to the sacrifice, and Abner Benitez, who's also swung at 2 first pitches, will take a strike this time. Abner Benitez trying to come up clutch for the Muckdogs. Benitez is also looking for his first hit of the night after he ripped the ball at second baseman Emilian Pitre. Double up Marcus at second base, as he thought it was going to get through the middle. That one is hit on and fouled away to the left side. Had a fly out to Popa in right field in his second trip, and then had another ball that was hit hard to Pitre, and he just flicked it over to Montgomery to get the force out at second base. So 0 for 3 is Benitez, but he swipes one in there. And Caden Walton's going to try to score. Popa's throw to the plate will not be there in time. And Abner Benitez with a nice little celly. And Benitez's hitting streak will stay alive at 5 games now. The game will now be tied 6-6, so Benitez comes up in a big spot in the cleanup spot in the lineup. Comes up big for the Dogs as Caden Walton comes around and scores, and having Spencer Marcus have the sacrifice bunt there will pay off for the Muckdogs. Skip Joe Martinez has a lot of faith in this group. And we saw even with Cameron Conley, who does have a few hits at the plate, but in that spot for a young kid like that, to have the faith, and you needed a few runs to have a huge hit on the first pitch that he saw against Auburn University pitcher in Sokol. Will tie the game up at 5 apiece, as that is a first pitch swinging for Daniel Burway. Never know, as Popo will come down with the catch, and the Muckdogs will tie this one at 6-6, get their 10th hit of the ball game after the Abner Benitez RBI single that scores Caden Walton. We'll have the 7th inning stretch here, so we'll be back in a minute after the break. And after the 7th inning stretch, the Muckdogs will have a new pitcher in the game. It is Andrew Parr. Andrew Parr, we've seen him in relief a few times this season. He has the most appearances for the Muckdogs. This will be his 4th appearance, I believe. He even wanted the ball yesterday as he last pitched against Mansfield and said, "Coach, I'm not happy with how I pitched. Give me the ball tonight." Skip Martinez was very impressed with the confidence. That one was almost hit right in my hand, so that would have been pretty cool. Just like I said before, this is in the danger zone, so it would have been kind of cool. Still have 6 more trips after this one to Elmira, so you never know. Maybe I will get one hit up here as County will glove it, throws it over, and then we'll get the first out. Andrew Parr. Happy with the play from his shortstop.
Now batting for Elmira. 26, Hill.
Cam Hill's up now after Shore was retired. Andrew Parr did not get the ball yesterday, but Skip told him, "Hey, you'll get your time. Show me what you got again." Last time he pitched here, had a few strikeouts and let up a few runs so far this year. That one's outside. The count is 1-1. His ERA is actually still at 0. Did have some runs that were let up and were credited to Tyler Prospero, actually. So now the count is 2-1. So Andrew Parr does have a 0 ERA with 4 innings pitched. 2 hits and just 1 walk during that time. So it's been doing a great job in the Muckdog pen, as that one is also fouled away. 2-2. Just love the intensity that Parr brings. The right-hander that attends Andrews College in Georgia. It's a junior college. 6'2", 175 pounds. You know, he's the type of guy that's going to give you everything he has every time he gets out there on the mound. That one's barely nicked. Joey Battaglia can't come up with it, so it'll be 2-2 again. Score is 6-6 after Abner Benitez comes up big. It's an RBI single. That pitch looked close, but you'll have another full count here tonight. 1 out in the bottom of the 7th. That pitch from Parr will just miss. The backdoor slider, and tell Parr is pretty upset. Not sure if it's the call or just himself, but nevertheless, Cam Hill will have his second free pass of the night. Joe Martinez is telling the home plate umpire how it's been a strike all game. Needed for Parr as well. Trying to get a double play ball now is Parr. So retiring catcher Ben Shore first, allowing a walk to Cam Hill. Cam Hill has a very narrow lead. Now with Justin Taylor up. There's a curveball that will be in there for a strike. Parr does have really good stuff. I know a few Division I schools from up here have already been looking at him and wanted to come to some games to watch him in action for just 1 year at Andrews. That pitch will be low and inside to Taylor. Taylor, 0 for 3 so far today. Austin Taylor still looking for his first hit of the year. So that one's ripped and will be foul. That was 1-2. Just love the energy that Parr brings out there on the mound. Is really looking forward to hopefully a strikeout to end the inning and the Conor McGregor walk back to the dugout. That pitch is lifted and hit deep into right field. Under it, though, is Spencer Marcus. That pitch was hit hard. But just a few steps before the warning track, Marcus will come down with it, and the long fly ball just being out. So Taylor trying to have his first hit be a bang. Just comes up a little short. So now here's another lefty in the lineup, Emilian Petrie, hitting in the 6-hole tonight. That one saws him off and almost nips a Batavia Muckdog in the dugout. Petrie yesterday scored the first run of the game for Elmira on his first at-bat. Had a single and also stole second base as well, showing what he's capable of. He will probably be facing in the SEC guys like Cam Hill, and Ben Shore, and pitcher Jack Sokol. So they'll be friends this summer, but maybe opponents in the future, especially in the next 3 years that they'll all be at school together. So that one will be in there for a strike. It's the Kentucky Wildcat. Now finds himself in a 1-2 count, and this is the situation right here where you really want to see a strikeout and see how animated and fired up Andrew Parr gets. So here is the 1-2. That one is swung on and a pop fly. Parr's already walking away from it, doesn't even have to look because he knows Spencer Marcus is going to be there. And he hypes himself up before walking to the dugout. We're still knotted up at 6-6 with 2 innings left to play. Muckdogs will be up first in the top of the 8th inning with Reinhardt, Georgia, and Battaglia due up. Jerry Reinhardt's going to start things off for the Muckdogs here in the 8th inning, trying to have their first lead of the day, as it's been Pioneers scoring first, and then the Muckdogs answering, trying to get things going here, as Reinhardt will be retired after Cam Hill will catch that pop fly, and there will be one down now in the 8th. That's been the story of the day, is Elmira will get some runs, and the Muckdogs will do everything they can to battle back in this one and just tie up the game. It's been tied at 1-1, 5-5, and 6-6. And that pitch will be the first one that Joe Georger doesn't swing at and hit in to fair ground, as he'll take ball number 1 against Alex Sweeney. That one will also be low. 2-0. Joe Georger, in the short time that he has been in Batavia, has had a great first impression, as he'll take a strike right there. Came in yesterday after the game was out of reach in the 8th inning, and came in for an at-bat, was hit by a pitch, the first pitch that he saw, and also came in defensively at first base, and that pitch will just miss. Makes it 3-1. As Joe Georger showed what he can do defensively at first base, making a ton of great plays on hard hit balls down the line. And he's done the same thing tonight. Very impressive defensively, as that one will clip the inside corner. And we'll have a full count here to Joe Georger. Washington University at St. Louis. Corner and fielder. Plays both third and first. And the payoff pitch from Sweeney will be outside. Muckdogs have another base runner in the form of Joe Georger, who with 2 singles will have his first walk of the night. Batavia due up now. So he has a sacrifice fly. That would be a key reason as to Skip Martinez going with Cam Conley and Reinhardt at third base instead of second. He would easily score the 4th run of the game, and then Joe Georger would come around to score as well to tie it up at 5 apiece. So that first pitch will be a ball to the Muckdog catcher. Joe Batavia will be looking for a new place to play next year after playing this past year at junior college and Trip, Niagara County Community College. Which is 2-0. Originally went Division I to Niagara University. After not receiving too much playing time in the short COVID year, said, you know what, I'm just gonna use this extra year and get some more interest. Because with so many 5th-year guys coming back with that extra year of NCAA eligibility that was granted, wasn't really seeing a lot of stuff in the transfer portal at the Division I level that he would have liked, so he decided, I'm just going to go to junior college, stay close to home. He's from Williamsville, which is a suburb of Buffalo. Joe Georger at first base. Joey Batavia now finds himself in a 3-0 count. And the 3-0 will not be there, so Batavia will reach via the walk, and Joe Georger will advance to second base. Ben Shore is going to go out and talk to his pitcher, and now we will see Elmira's manager walk out on the field. As both Georger and Batavia reach via the walk. After 10-1 win yesterday, and that was just a very quick meeting. He was probably telling him, just go out there and throw some strikes. After the 10-1 win yesterday, the Muckdogs' record jumped to 2-3 on the year. They did lose against the Mansfield Destroyers in an exhibition game at Dwyer Field on Monday, which was originally going to be an off day, but wanted to get some extra action against a NYCBL opponent, which they did end up losing 13-3. Thankfully does not count against their record. The game never even happened. Now you will see Christian Robinson, the first appearance at the plate in this game. Got the night off originally as Trevor Dean was in center field, and he was pulled after striking out and hitting a fly ball to Cam Hill in foul ground, as that one is inside out and it will get down. And Joe Georger's going to come around. The play at the plate, a great throw by Popa, and will not be caught by Ben Shore, so Christian Robinson gets the go-ahead hit. The Muckdogs will now be up 7-6. huge hit for Christian Robinson. So the last game he had his first hit in last night's ball game of the season, which was a big relief for him. Great for the confidence, as he's been in the Muckdog lineup as Sterling Turman went down due to how great he is defensively. But after that one, now we're starting to see what he's made of with the bat. He gets his first RBI of the season as well, as the throw from Popo will be late. And now Batavia is at third with Speedy Robinson at first. Now here's pinch hitter Ethan Sarmiento. Played this last year at Monroe College. He's going to fake the bunt, and Christian Robinson is just going to... Now we got him in a rundown. That was a very, very smart play by Christian Robinson, as he just kind of jogged to second base. Ben Shore was tempted to throw it down, and Joey Battaglia timed it perfectly to come home. So now the score will be 8-6 in favor of the Muckdogs. As Robinson will be out, but it's basically a sacrifice on the base pass to score that next run. So great job by Robinson to not just get the hit, but also tempt Ben Shore to throw it down to second, and he almost got safe as Robinson just turned on the extra gear and almost was safe at first base. So now here's Ethan Sarmiento, who was a pinch hitter yesterday as well and walked, as he's trying to get his confidence boosted back up. He used to play at UMass Lowell his freshman year, and then this past year is at Monroe College. So now the 3-0 from Sweeney will be in there for a strike. These are great at-bats for guys in big situations, and when they come up big, it's a big monkey off their back. As Fleming's night will be done, and Sarmiento came in as the extra hitter, and he will also walk. So now, there's just a man at first base in the form of Sarmiento with the top of the order up. Is Caden Walton. He's 1 for 4 on the day. That's another multi-hit game under his belt. So in the 8th inning, Muckdogs get 2 runs across already. Home fans here in Elmira at Dunn Field trying to help out Sweeney with some claps. Still can't really tell how many fans are here tonight, but there's a decent amount for a weekday game. That one is drilled back by Caden Waltz. Now the count is 0-2. Sarmiento standing at first base. Caden Walton. 1-1 count. That one will be low. 2-1. Robinson broke this game open as the Muckdogs got their first lead of the game. And Sarmiento's going to go, but that one's drilled to center field and will be the final out. Muckdogs get the first lead of the game, like I just said. Now the score is 8-6 after Robinson threw big. Christian Robinson with that RBI single would be smart on the base pass that would tempt Ben Shore to throw it down to second, and Joey Battaglia would come around to score, as now the deficit for Elmira is 2 runs. back here with 8th inning action as the Batavia Muckdogs are up 8-6 in this one. Andrew Parr back on the rubber facing Aaron Thomas, as that first pitch will be in there for a strike. I'd like to thank all the fans at home that are watching this one. Batavia Muckdogs baseball on YouTube Live. Muckdogs trying to get their second straight win, as well as getting back to 500 on the year and going up 3-1 in the season series against the Pios, as all 3 losses then, if the score stays the same, will be due to the Muckdogs, as that one looked like it caught the corner and Parr's in disbelief. So he does not have a good poker face. He wears his emotion on his sleeve. He's not afraid to show it. 1-2 is your count. Parr delivers, throws to Thomas, and there is a strikeout. And there's the little strut by Parr. He takes a wide turnaround. Takes a quick look at the Pios dugout, and there's out number 1. So number 7 in the Pios lineup, Aaron Thomas, is retired due to the strikeout. Now here's Chris Erickson, center fielder. He scored 2 runs so far today, and also has 2 hits, has a double and a single, 2 stolen bases, so a lot of 2s in Erickson's stat line tonight. Andrew Parr looking to keep things where they're at. Score also stays the same. He would be credited with the win due to the Muckdogs putting up 2 runs here in the top of the 8th inning. That one almost nicks Erickson. They're going to say that it did. Didn't even look like Erickson thought that it hit him. But again, I'm 5 stories up, and the ump's at field level, so we'll take his word for it. One man on after the hit by pitch to Erickson. Murad up now. Tonight's DH. We've also seen Murad in action behind the plate. So Erickson takes a lead. Parr's going to step off. So Erickson has had multiple strikeouts, or excuse me, stolen bases, as that one will be a pickoff attempt. Looks like we heard, not sure if it was fireworks or maybe even a gunshot, but we just heard a loud bang out towards the outfield. It's Gil Murad. First pitch to him will be there for a strike on the outside corner. Andrew Parr ready to go. The reliever from Andrews College. That one's hit over to Sakowny. Could be a double play ball. They get one at second. Caden Walton throws, and there's the double play. And Andrew Parr is hyped up as the 8th inning comes to an end after the 6-4-3 double play. We'll be back with 9th inning action as the Muckdogs try to maintain this 2-run lead, as your score is 8-6 with 1 inning left in the ballgame. We are back here in the top of the 9th inning as the Muckdogs still looking to add to this lead. Looking back at the Muckdogs dugout, they're having themselves a good old time over there, as we do have a new pitcher for the Pioneers. It's going to be Billy Wildman out of Malloy College. Another Malloy College guy on the team. Somebody that we have seen is corner outfielder, Peter Theodorelis. He's not playing tonight, but we did see him yesterday as the first 2 pitches to Spencer Marcus are balls. So we'll have Marcus, County, and Benitez due up. They are great guys to have up in this situation when you want to add to this lead. We've seen with Elmira that they can also score runs in bunches. As that one is drilled by Marcus, that's deep to left field, and it's gone! Down the left field line, Spencer Marcus gets all of it. And in one swing, Spencer Marcus adds to the lead as he's rounding third base, and he is going to be bombarded by his teammates as that ball was hammered into left field. Have a day, Spencer Marcus. Now the score is 9-6 in favor of the Dogs. Wildman's first man faced is a home run off the bat of Spencer Marcus. So now here's Charlie County. He looked like he was having a big swing there. Missed, and that's hit over the metal awning. Here 5 stories up. That's the second home run for the Muckdogs this season. This past Sunday, Abner Benitez had one at Geneva at McDonough Park. But unfortunately, due to Wi-Fi problems at McDonough Park, couldn't get that one on camera, so that is the first one that I've had on call. Spencer Marcus with a solo blast. So that one is going to be a looper, and Cam Hill will get under it. So County, trying to get his 3rd hit of the ball game, will be retired for the first out in the 9th. Abner Benitez came up in his last at-bat in the 7th inning, had that clutch RBI single at the time that would knock the game up at 6-6. And now the Muckdogs have a 3-run lead. Benitez did keep that 5-game hitting streak intact. As that one is also belted, but that's going to be way foul. Got a little excited there. Benitez, outfielder from Alabama State. See what he can do, as he also has light tower power. These fences here. And that one is also driven to deep left, a bat flip. And that one's also gone. It stayed fair, hugged around the pole, and 2 home runs here in the top of the 9th inning. And that needed no introduction, just talked about the power that Benitez has. And Abner Benitez hits his 2nd home run so far this season. He stomps on a home plate. The Muckdogs now have their 2nd straight double-digit run game. And 13 hits as well, as Abner Benitez has a solo shot. Now I just feel spoiled with these home run calls. 2 in 1 inning now. That ball was also hammered, and it was barely fair. I'd give that bat flip at least a 9 out of 10 as well, because he watched that one fly. Wildman, this one will be a pop fly hit by Danny Burway. Chasing after it is Petrie, but calling him off will be Erickson. And Erickson will get out number 2. So the Muckdogs, after being up 8-6 to start the inning, get 2 more runs off 2 solo shots. Before Benitez got a hold of that one, what I was going to say was it is hard to hit the ball out of this ballpark, even though the dimensions down the line are very similar to what we have at Dwyer Stadium, 325. As Jerry Reinhardt was about to come up, but I believe we are going to have a pinch hitter here. But the walls here at Dunn Field are almost double the size of the walls. We can give you a quick look, as the walls are pretty high up there. I'd say 25-30 feet in the air. But Benitez has just hugged the foul line there, and Spencer Marcus's just went over the wall around that Ziff Law Firm sign. So, and also during this time, we'll show you how deep the backstop is and how much room there is along the foul lines as well. So now you get a better idea of what to expect here. Just a tough angle to try to get the whole field, but here's Ethan Fresca. He's going to come in for Reinhardt. A pinch hit opportunity. And Fresca going to get the at bat. Kind of build a little bit more confidence here as the 4-run lead. I believe we're going to just see Andrew Parr. No action in the bullpen. That one will also be hot. Count is 2-1 to the middle infielder, from Land O'Lakes, Florida. Pitch will be also low, so 3-1 now as Wildman runs it up to 3-1. That one is ripped down the third base line. Gloves it as Taylor. You will have a strong throw and the inning will be over. Not after 2 more runs for the Muckdogs in the top of the 9th inning after solo shots down the left field line by Spencer Marcus to lead off the inning, and Abner Benitez hits a bomb down the right field line. To make this game 10-6, we'll head down to the bottom of the 9th inning with Andrew Parr still on the mound for the Dogs. And here we are in the bottom of the 9th inning. Last chance here for the Pioneers. The score stays the same. Andrew Parr can get 3 outs here, not allowing 4 runs for at least the tie for extra innings, or if the Pioneers walk it off, the Muckdogs will go to 3-3 on the year, sweeping the home-and-home series against the Pios. The season series against them would go in favor of the Muckdogs 3-1. So Parr evens it up at 1-1 to Reese Yeomans. And we'll have the top of the order due up. There is a fastball. Had a lot of movement on the outside part of the plate. So Yeomans is Yeomans, Popa, and Montgomery. Two guys at the top of the order that have done pretty well today. That one swung on and missed, and there's another Parr strikeout and another strut around the infield. You just gotta sit there and smile when you see him do that.
If you're the opposing team, that's something that absolutely gets under your skin.
Now here is Popa, who's had a great day at the plate. 2 for 3 with a walk. He scored 2 runs. Also has an RBI. There is the backdoor slider in there for a strike. Parr the 0-1 now. That one is hit over Walton's way at second base. He'll throw it over, and now there's 2 down. 1 out away from a 10-6 win. A comeback win, no less. Muckdogs were down 4-1 early, had to come back, made it 4-3. Elmira had one to make it 5-3, tied it up 5-5, then tied it up at 6-6. And big 8th inning, started off, made it 8-6, and then just for insurance, they'd make it 10-6 after solo shots from Spencer Marcus and Abner Benitez. So now here's Montgomery, trying not to be the last out of the ball game. He also has 2 hits so far today. First pitch will be in there for a strike on the slider. Muckdogs, after tonight's game, will travel to Jamestown and face the Tarp Skunks for the second time this year. Be back home to then face Geneva on Batavia Blue Devil night this Friday against the Geneva Red Wings. That'll also be the second time that those teams will square off. So that one will get away from Batavia. Montgomery will be ahead in the count, 2-1.
Parr trying to go 1-2-3 here.
I can only imagine how excited he will be if he gets the final out right here against Montgomery. As the 2-1 will be in there for a strike. Another great pitch. He has, I think, some of the best off-speed stuff on the team. So he's always dropping in curveballs and sliders, changeups in there for strikes. Tagliat sets up at the outside corner. This one is hit into center field. Christian Robinson calls off Marcus, and the Muckdogs win as Parr will shoot up an arrow, and the Muckdogs get back to 500 after a 10-6 comeback win against the Elmira Pioneers as they defeat the Pioneers last night 10-1, and this time they will win 10-6. Muckdogs again will be playing tomorrow night at Jamestown. And until then, signing off, I'm Griffin Della Penna. We'll see you tomorrow night. Thanks again.